Welcome to Acoustic Guitar, Episode 4. This lesson is going to cover the famous acoustic guitar technique known as Travis picking. Now, Travis picking, if you're not familiar with this, named after the legendary guitarist Merle Travis, and it involves playing a steady, finger-picked bass pattern with the thumb and filling out the interior of either fretted or open chords with additional rhythms played with the fingers or the plucking hand. Now, the technique is a great accompaniment style for many different kinds of genres of music, and you can have it in folk music and country music, classic rock, I'll use it once in a while, ragtime music, jazz. And you know what? In this lesson plan, we're going to be just looking at the style here in part 1 of this lesson in a very basic way, just to get you familiar with the finger picking approach. We're going to do a very basic simplified Travis concept. Then when we move on to part 2, we'll be studying the more authentic Travis picking technique. It'll get a little bit more challenging, you know, it's kind of interesting to learn it, but once you get both of these under your belt, you'll have a really easy time applying this on literally any kind of chord that you'd like to put it on top of. So let's not waste any more time here. Let's zoom in on the guitar and get started. Well, in example 1, what I'd like to do here is start you off with just understanding the simple Travis, which is a steady eighth note Travis picking idea. Now, as we work through the various practice concepts here for Travis picking, you're going to start discovering how to expand upon the basic layout, and I've got that all put together here in part 1 of the lesson plan. And then from there, we're going to move toward more authentic Travis picking technique. Now, in example 1 here, what I've got organized are 2 simple Travis picking ideas just to help get you started with this really famous picking pattern structure. Now in example 1A, the pattern maintains a steady series of eighth notes and always applies the downbeat attack upon the chord's root. So let's just go through how that operates here first. We're going to start by hitting the low 5th string on a C chord, so 3rd fret C on 5th string, and we'll hit that with our thumb. And then what we'll do is use the middle finger of our plucking hand to pluck the 1st fret note on the 2nd string. Then we'll go inside and we'll get the thumb on the 4th guitar string to get the E tone of the C chord, and then index finger will take care of that G 3rd string open. Then we'll just go through that pattern again as a duplicate. So here it is all together for the C major chord. Just using these 3 fingers, thumb, index, and middle, and we're going thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index. Now let's take that same pattern and move it over to a G chord. So we'll take a simple G shape where we're just going to be using the low 3rd fret of the 6th string G tone, and then we'll have open 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. So what we'll do here is we'll play the low tone with our thumb, middle finger will take the upper open 2nd string B, then we'll move into a D tone on 4th string open with our thumb, and then we'll pluck with index finger on the open 3rd string G there. So that's how our G chord is going to operate. I'm really taking it quite simple. I'm really just only using the 3rd finger on that low 6th string note. So that's the pattern that we're going to use in the second half of example 1A. So I've got 2 chords there, like I said, I've got a C major and I've got a G major. And we're just applying that simple picked pattern on those, always, you know, droning upon the root. Take it nice and slow and develop it. Now what we're going to do differently though when we move to example 1B is we're going to alternate the root note, and we're going to be taking it in through the what they call alternate bass. So we'll be thinking in terms of the C chord by going from the C in the bass on the 5th string 3rd fret C over to a G tone on the 6th string 3rd fret, and that'll take place on the 3rd beat. So let's do that one. We'll go bass tone up to that treble tone, interior notes, but then at that 3rd beat of that measure, we're going to move our finger over and grab that low 3rd fret G down there. So it's just going to be a shift over. On the 1st beat we have our C, on the 3rd beat we're going to have the low G. like that. Same pattern, but all we're doing is shifting the bass note over from a C tone to a G tone. Now, when we get over to the G chord, what we're going to do differently here is we'll have, the start of it will be the same, but we're going to move over to getting a B tone now on that 5th string 2nd fret. So that note will come in at the 3rd beat. So we'll go G, the G tone, and then the B tone. It's going to require our plucking hand to shift over and grab into that 5th string there. But now we have an alternate bass idea in example 1B. It makes it sound a little bit more interesting. So both those chords now from example 1B are C chord coming in with the alternate bass, and then the G chord. Just like that. Alright, so that's your exercises to take a peek at in example number 1. We'll take a short break here now, come back in a moment with example number 2, where we'll look at some application ideas using steady 8th notes, and we'll add in some scale phrasing as well. When it comes to online guitar lessons, there's no place better than CreativeGuitarStudio.com. General membership to the site is always free, and paid memberships to access our step-by-step beginner, intermediate, and advanced guitar programs are offered in reasonable monthly and annual packages. Skype lessons are also available if you need more specific instruction one-on-one to discuss the finer details of your guitar playing. Sign up today at CreativeGuitarStudio.com. Alright, so in example number 2, what we're doing here is we're taking a look at still applying this simple Travis picking method. It's still the steady 8th notes, but this time what we're going to do is include the alternate bass, and we're going to add in some scale passages, plus we're going to use some bar chords on the neck. We'll have a D bar chord as well as a G bar chord. Alright, then what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what's happening overall across the entire set of changes here, because it does function in kind of a unique way. We start off on our D major chord, bar chord idea from the 5th string root there, and we're still applying the simple Travis picking, so it's going to be 5th string to 2nd string with the thumb going to middle finger. And then the interior notes are going to take place of the 4th string to 3rd string, thumb into index. We'll have our shift down to the low bass tone, which is going to be that A down there, and the same notes, you know, going on top there. So root, alternate bass note. Then at that point, when we move into the 2nd measure, we're going to have a scale passage take place. It's going to be starting on the 2nd string, going frets 8, 7, 5. That's a G, F sharp, E, and then taking it over to the 3rd string, 7th fret, D. Then that short scale passage takes us to the E minor chord. And in that setup, what we're going to do is that's going to enter at the 3rd beat of the 2nd measure. We'll start on our low bass tone, come up over the open 2nd string, and then we'll move into the interior of that chord. So that's a E and a 3rd string open G. But then into the 3rd measure, we're going to have an alternate bass note with a B tone coming in, and then that's going to be on 5th string, 2nd fret B, and then an octave of B up at the open 2nd string, and then back to those interior tones once again. So from the 3rd beat of the 2nd measure, we'll have our E minor chord enter and do this. Then we'll shift over to the G major bar chord, and we'll set that up, take the low G bass tone, then get in there with that high D tone on 2nd string, 3rd fret, and then go to the interior notes, which will be 4th string and 3rd string. Those are the 5th fret and 4th fret, just part of the structure of that chord. And after those notes of the G chord, we're going to run down the scale, and that's our 2nd scale passage. It's going to take place at the 4th measure. We're going to go on the 2nd string, 7th fret, 5th fret, that's an F sharp to an E, and then 7th fret, 6th fret on the 3rd string, that's a D to a C sharp. and then we'll move over to the D major chord once again and just walk across that like an arpeggio. So that takes care of the whole line. It's a really fun one. It's got a lot going on in it though, and I know that this is still the simple Travis pattern that we're looking at, but we're trying to add in more elements now. You know, we have the alternating bass, we have the bar chords, and we have these scale passages to attend to. So just go slowly with it, watch your fingerings, make sure everything's going on correctly between left and right hand. I'll play the thing down for you one more time, nice and slow, so you have a good idea how it functions. So that takes us to the end of example number 2, and this is also the end of part 1 of the video. Now, when we come back in the members area with part 2, what we're going to be doing there is taking a look at the authentic Travis pattern, which is a little bit different because, well, you know, in the authentic, we're going to look at a couple elements of it, mainly the way that it changes the beat structure. We're going to have quarter note and eighth note concepts going on with that, and we'll look at just, you know, some simple ideas. We'll look at some double plucked ideas with the chords. We'll still be moving through some nice progressions. I'll still be doing another idea with some scale runs, but it's just going to expand on this concept overall with a more authentic approach to Travis picking. So aside from that, if you do join the members area and get access to that video lesson, don't forget that there's a lot of other videos in there too. I am doing this full acoustic guitar program. There's also the guitar soloing program. There's the master classes. There's the guitar blogs that I've done in the past. I've got those quick licks lessons that are free to everyone, all members. If you do sign up and get a general free lifetime membership, you'll have access to all those and the handouts. But there's also the new quick riffs lessons, and the main thing everybody signs up for pretty much is the courses. So you got your beginner program, your introductory stuff that's all there with all the handouts. If you're a premium member, you get access to all the downloads on that. There's the intermediate program, which is again very thorough breakdown of the guitar neck, all the positions, bar chording, all the concepts with the octave patterns and systems. And then there's the advanced guitar program, which is all your scales and your arpeggios and your 7th quality chords. It's a lot of information, and I'm getting fantastic feedback from everyone, and I'm really happy that it's going well for all the members, and I hope to see you in the members area soon. Just go to creativeguitarstudio.com and sign up for your membership today. Smooth Jazz Chords introduces chord types that offer a very different sound from the chords that are used in almost every other style of music. The Smooth Jazz Chords video lesson is a 2-part course that demonstrates chord types that are used in the smooth jazz style. These chords are often referred to as triad over bass note chords, and the lesson demonstrates these chord shapes as well as their use using both diagrams and example progressions. Smooth Jazz Chords is available for instant download in the View Our Products area at creativeguitarstudio.com. Thanks for watching part 1 of the lesson. Be sure to sign up for a membership at creativeguitarstudio.com to watch part 2. In part 2, we'll study how to apply authentic Travis picking and how to use Travis picking with alternate bass and filler lines. Plus, as a member, you'll also be able to download the handout for this lesson along with many more professional guitar lessons. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch up next in the members area.